what? Keep rolling.
Just going to have a swig.
Come on. Keep rolling.
No one knows
What?
No one knows what it's like.
Oh. What a delicious non-branded carbonated cola-based beverage.
Shout out to our sponsors. Aldith.
L.A. Cola. It's in the game.
Yuck.
Hello,
Hello, Max.
Sam. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm wearing shorts today, so I'm very conscious.
Leggy blonde over here.
I'm going to keep my legs...
give us a spread. Give the camera a spread. Ooh, hello.
Hello, sailor. Behave.
It's look, the pins are out,
The pins are out, man.
which is quite funny because you got a jumper on.
Yeah, shout out Towns. I
A
didn't
long
pay
sock
for this
too.
jumper.
Ooh,
Paid for a t-shirt, and they very kindly sent me this, so I thought I'd rep this. It's
Don't-
very comfortable.
don't out them for the free jumpers are giving away. Those people start hitting them up and being like, "Excuse me,
Excuse me, we went to high school together.
we're 79 amped."
We might need to speak to them privately with our lawyers. But it's like it's an Activision.
Yeah,
Rip.
from Neversoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
Mm.
But yeah, shout out Towns. But
Not-
Max.
We probably don't want to draw attention to that either. That's in case there's some kind of copyright issue. I don't know.
Yeah, if there's a copyright issue, it's actually not Activision.
It's not.
This isn't an eyeball. It's a you know how you
It's a
can
breast,
custom make skateboard wheels?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a skateboard wheel. Because
Mm.
there's the what do you call it?
Nut.
Nut.
Got a bit of nut on your shirt, do you, Sam?
Behave, Max. Got a nut and a bolt.
Speaking of, I hear that you were scissoring on the weekend.
I was, but before we get to that,
Oh, sorry.
I
Just ruined an awesome fucking segue that I had, but that's fine.
Yes, it was not a great segue for audiences under the age of 18, Max. But no, I want to bring something up because I was on the way here, and besides listening to Churches, who is our album of the week,
Stick around for Vinyl Club.
when I turn my car on, Triple J comes on.
Yeah.
And their announcers,
Yeah.
holy shit. It's just the most dreary, drony, like boring shit I have ever heard. So,
Yeah.
naturally, I thought we could do it better.
I just want to say, as someone, I spend a lot of time around radio announcers.
Yeah.
Unrelated to anything else.
Yeah.
And sometimes the classic radio announcer voice, like the on-air persona.
Don't meet your heroes.
I mean, I think that there's probably a happy medium that is something
Yeah.
between Triple J and like top 40 radio.
I just couldn't believe how monotone Triple J are. Like,
Yeah.
it's like listening to someone working at a servo at the age of 26 and they dropped out of uni and they are just unhappy with their lives.
Yep.
Gas pump 4, is it?
To be fair, listening back to us in the records, in the
Yeah.
edit, sometimes I'm like,
Well, in our head, we're bringing lots of enthusiasm, but
we're certainly not the dynamic range. I would say across this podcast is muted and
Yeah.
limited.
sometimes we're top tier,
Yeah,
and then other times, our past fortnight, 2 weeks ago, that was top tier. That was miles
we're
above.
riding high.
Last week, fucking down here. And I reflected on that, so I thought I'd bring the energy. But
Yeah.
before we jump to something new, I thought we'd give it a crack
Give it a red hot go.
at bringing Triple J some energy and a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. So I thought we
Because
could...
Triple J do listen.
They do.
They do.
We're their biggest competition. So I thought we could do our own impressions of Triple J presenters.
Sure.
So I assume I'll go first.
I mean, I want to see kind of where you're going with this to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just play a song you sing me a song.
I thought you in my head. I was like, yeah, I'm rocking out.
I'll
Here.
turn you down and then I'll come in.
Do you want me to play a song? I can do it in the edit. I can put the song at the fade. In the edit. What song would you like for me to put in?
You choose.
Look, are you going to back announce the song?
No, I'm just gonna pretend.
gonna roll into
I'm gonna
it.
pretend that the song
Okay,
is a
great.
different thing.
Okay, cool. Yep, sweet.
That was the Psychic Whimsies with their. I'm gonna do that again.
It is harder than it looks.
It is harder. I've actually written a script, so just don't look at me.
You wrote a script too?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, sorry.
I take my acting very seriously. Triple
Sorry.
J, I take my job very seriously.
Yep.
As you should take the KPIs of your presenters because they're fucking shit.
I don't think they have KPIs. They're government employees. I'm just going to get sipping. You keep talking.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sipping.
Yeah, sick. That was the Psychic Whimsies by the Fredricksons. What a jam. And speaking of food-based artists, we've got a track coming up by a... I fucked it again.
I think, so one thing I can say for sure is radio announcers generally don't have a script. They just kind of like, they go with the flow.
All right.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Oh, now we're fucking talking.
Haha, that was Dinosaurs by Ruby Fields. And there's so many great animal songs out there at the moment, JP, aren't there? And speaking of, we've actually got a track coming up by the Pterodactyls. And they have this mad, like, jazz, metal, hip-hop, funk, reggae fusion. They're straight out of Dubbo. They're a great band. Pterodactyls, get them into them. And before we get into them, JP, make sure you hit up the text line. Tell us what you're jamming today. Let's make sure there's a lot of photosynthesis in the air. You're listening to Triple J.
Well done.
How's that?
He threw the script away and immediately it clicked. You know what I mean?
Better.
You don't want to overcomplicate it, you know?
Well, sometimes
Just feel it.
You've just got to throw caution to the wind.
Caution. Hey, wind, have some caution. You know what I mean? Like, get it out of there.
And it goes, thank you. Here's some freedom and flexibility.
Exactly, Sam.
Yeah.
You don't, you put yourself in a sort of box, Sam.
I have.
Take down those walls.
Well, we referenced...
Be free.
We referenced Auntie Donna last week.
Yeah.
And they say it best.
Yeah.
Don't be a...
But I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't think it was too bad.
Yeah.
So Triple J, if you're hiring, I'm not interested because, you know, flexible hours and all that. I don't want to be a government employee.
Flexi time's pretty good.
Flexi time's good, but I don't want to be a public servant, you know?
That's fair enough. What I would say is mid till dawn shift. Fuck, if you're hiring, I'm responding.
There is no structure if I'm doing the midnight till dawn shift.
Oh.
I am playing whatever I want, saying whatever I want. You know what? Political correctness out the back door, as Kevin07 says. Anyway.
Many great Australians have started in the mid till dawn shift or the early morning, you know.
Can you name them?
They're so great, Sam, that speaking their name is often frowned upon. Their true names, you know?
They're a mystery, like Batman and Superman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No one knows what it's like to be a mid till dawn announcer on Triple J.
Yeah. Anyway, did you want to give it a crack or move on to something new?
Why don't we move on? I feel like we lingered.
Royal Otis did it best, didn't they?
Well, okay, actually, sidebar. Let's go. I'm going to go off script for a second here.
Just picking the fluff off this microphone. You continue.
I don't dislike that cover. But
it's not Murder on the Dance Floor.
It's not Murder on the Dance Floor. But is it because, like, that's just a good song? Like, Linger by the Cranberries it's hard to fuck it up.
Yeah, it is. And it was a very simple cover. And I think that was part of the beauty of it. However, I do wonder, would anyone care if they covered Linger?
Yeah.
Had they not have covered Murder on the Dance Floor? My answer is probably not.
I don't know. I definitely think that the Murder on the Dance Floor cover has catapulted them up a level. But that's coming from someone who very much got into them long before that. I got into them when they were underground. So.
I liked them before they were cool.
Long before that. And to the point that I'd actually kind of gone off them before that cover. Not off them, but like, you know, just like,
Same.
I did my time early. Like, I haven't listened to their new stuff.
Yeah. The new album's quite good.
The new album is actually quite good. I got into it after the cover because I was like, okay, the cover's pretty good. It's going back in. But those first few EPs and singles, really like stellar stuff. But
Anyway, shout out to Royal Otis. They did get around us on TikTok. So if you don't follow us on TikTok, at 78amped, we just had a viral moment with SZA, which is a great lead into what we're talking about. Because I did go to the SZA show in Brisbane. Yeah. And boy, was I a babysitter to about 10,000 15-year-olds max.
I think that the ratio is not right there. I think government's 30 to 1 or something like that.
I think it is 30 to 1. So I was a little bit out of my depth.
Yeah.
However, great show. SZA, I was a bit skeptical going in because on the recording, she's a great singer. Live, She's exactly the same.
That's great. That's what you want.
It was really, it drove the point home that we're dealing with a talented
Still with a
musician.
true professional.
Yeah, we are. But no, it's genuinely a really good show. She played for the best part of an hour and a half,
That's a pretty good set.
which is a good set.
Were there supports?
There was. Sir was her support. He's like a R&B rap kind of guy.
For Shane?
No, he's American.
Yeah, as you were.
The girls were swooning over him. He's a big black man with abs and
Hot.
dreads.
Hot.
He's BDE, you know. But yeah.
Hot.
Who's to say?
I was really trying to come up with a smart ass like
Yeah, it didn't
acronym.
work.
It
I
didn't
could
work.
see your brain.
Yeah.
Shit. But anyway, yeah, look, I've never been surrounded by so many 15-year-old girls filming themselves on Snapchat.
I hope you haven't.
Well, no, it just anyway, not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Don't do what you always do.
You just put them on the tee so nicely, Sam.
I know. Anyway, I do it to test you. But no, great show. And she did something really interesting after the show. We spoke about it on our socials before this. But in her encore, surprise, surprise, I'll give some context. So she played Good Day, which is one of her more well-known songs. And then on the screen it said The End.
Yep.
I was like, don't fuck with me. Anyway, she came back on stage. Who knew?
Crazy.
She played 2 songs. She played an old song. She must change it up every night. But then at the end, we were thinking she might have played a third, but
Right.
she instead spent 20 minutes walking up and down the stage, hand-selecting fans to give backstage passes to for meet and greets,
That's kind of fun.
which is kind of cool. You
Really
don't
brings
see
us full circle as we're talking. Encores, meet and greets, brings us all together as we were talking about
it
last few weeks.
does in a weird way, but you don't see pop stars of her size
Yeah.
go out of their way, especially after a concert, to invite. I reckon she invited between 50 and 60 people
It's pretty good.
for a meet and greet, which was awesome.
Yeah, right.
She was choosing people that were up on the top tiers in the cellar dweller areas to the people on the floor. It was, yeah.
That's cool.
I walked away thinking, yeah, you know what? Good on you.
Well done, Scissor.
Good on you. And I also got a message from a friend of mine saying that they were confused because they thought it was Cesar.
Oh.
It's like, no, it's Scissor. But if you know and I'm getting it wrong, please let us know in the comments.
Well, I'd always assumed it was Scissor because RZA from the Wu-Tang is the same setup with an R
RZA.
instead of a SA.
Yeah, and it's not Razar.
Yeah, it's not Razazar.
And if it was HZA, it would be Huzzah.
Huzzah! Hip hip huzzah! The British R&B songstress. Huzzah!
Brisbane, what is up? I'm Huzzah. This is my first bop. Party on the Alfred Johnson's yacht.
So in all, I'm going to go on a limb and say from your review, pretty good show.
Pretty good show.
Pretty good
When
show.
you see stars and musicians at that level,
Yeah.
at the entertainment centre, which is the equivalent of like Margaret Court Arena.
Without the transphobia and homophobia.
Yeah. Yeah. SZA was just very switched on. She had an Indigenous flag hanging up the whole set, so she clearly represents, or she understands the culture of different countries that she tours, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So, all in
Nice.
all, if you haven't seen SZA, definitely see her again.
When she pops around, when she swings back around.
Well, she's in Sydney and Melbourne, but
Right.
she would have finished her tour by the time people are listening to this.
Yeah,
But if you get the chance,
if you're in town, if she's in town and you're in town, if you've got nothing else to do, if you're at a loose end,
yeah, if you
you're short on plans on a Saturday night. Oh, Scissors in town, might pop
Yeah.
around. Yeah,
because her tickets are pretty easy to purchase.
come and buy them
I got them quick smart.
and cheap. Speaking of artists who are apparently cheap and doing big shows, I spent a bit of time listening to the new Taylor Swift album, Sam. As
Yes.
did fucking everyone else in the world, it seems like, if you look
I
on
didn't.
social
I
media.
had anything else to do. You know what I decided to do instead of that?
Yeah.
Kick my foot against a wall.
Well,
And
you
I
were
had so much fun.
You were so short on plans that you just went to a scissor gig, so...
Well, no, I paid a substantial amount of money to be entertained. But I did see that the Tortured Poets Society...
Department.
Yeah, but it's clearly a take on... it's not a very original name, is it?
Well, I mean, no. I mean, yeah.
I can physically and literally hear the Swifties storming the streets right now.
Oh,
They've heard that.
Eat the Rich. Not Taylor Swift.
How good's Carbon Footprint, though?
Oh, great band name.
It is a great band
That
name.
is a good band name, actually.
We are Carbon Footprint. Huzzah!
And I don't know if it'd be better as like a folk indie band or like a heavy metal band.
I think it's like a hardcore band.
Yeah, right.
So this is what I picture it as. We are Carbon Footprint. What the fuck is up?
Crocs in the Pit.
It's the two-step.
It's the.
Just gonna get my croc.
Please do. Look, I want to lay my cards on the table early because the Swifties, might hear this and be like, "Fuck you."
It's okay. You can tell me it's shit.
No, I'm going to lay my cards on the table as to what my relationship with Taylor Swift is, which is that I like some Taylor Swift songs. Like I wouldn't say that I'm like a Swiftie, but Midnight's was a good album. I liked it. 1989's a good album. She's had other good hits smattered throughout, but I'm not the kind of person who's like sitting down and like going through the lyrics and coming through and being like, what does all this mean? Who's she talking about? I'm not that kind of person. So that's my relationship with Taylor Swift from the beginning. I think this album musically, it sort of sits somewhere between like those folky like Folklore and Evermore albums and something like Midnight's. If you turned all the synths down, like you just drop them in the mix down to like
2
hearable, but just kind of background noise.
I should preface. I'm saying I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, Midnight's songs like Anti-Hero and Karma, ones that have been all over the radio, you would have heard a million times. Like very synthy, very poppy, very like that real.
Karma is my boyfriend. Karma is a bitch.
Yeah, that one. So like that level where it's like very poppy, sparkly, like classic pop sound. Take the pop and drop it. Drop the pop. What is that actually?
This is what I did when Taylor Swift comes on. Just stab myself in the ear.
What is that though? Is that the inner tube of a fluorescent light bulb?
It's a lightsaber. Welcome to Electrician Chat.
Welcome to J-Car, the official podcast of J-Car.
So what we've got here is a Motor 707 module.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ow. Don't touch the blue wire.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't know what it is either. I think this is a contraption, Max, that you've used privately in the privacy of your bedroom.
I would never be so irresponsible as to leave unsealed wires in my anus. That's for the front only.
On that note,
so yeah, like Taylor Swift, musically, it's muted. Her vocal is doing everything on this, like all over this album.
Yep.
Which is fine. Like she's a decent singer, but it just means that a lot of the songs are
shit,
very samey. Like it's very like Taylor's voice is. That's the main instrument that's driving this.
Mid.
I genuinely think you'd actually probably like this album. Like, it's got sad boy vibes. It's there's times when it's a bit almost alt rock.
Must be pretty hard to be sad crying on your private jet.
Everyone has problems, Sam. Everyone has problems. Yeah. Not me. I'm perfect. But like there's a couple of songs that are like standouts. Florida has Florence Welch from Florence and the Machine.
Yes.
And it sounds like a Florence and the Machine song. Like it's got that very like baroque.
I'd hope so.
Like big, you could put like bells and an organ to it and it would kind of like still fit.
Yeah.
I could do it with a Broken Heart. It's probably the one that's like the most like poppy. Like it could be on like Midnight's or any of those other big records.
Yep.
Clara Bow has like a bit of an alt rock sound to it. Almost sounds like Wolf Alice, like Don't Delete the Kisses kind of sound.
Alpha Wolf sound?
No, not Alpha Wolf. Wolf Alice.
Oh, you said Alpha Wolf.
No. Nya.
Watch this.
We'll rewind the tape.
You said Alpha Wolf.
Alpha Wolf Alice, like.
Nya. I'm confident.
I'm not. I think you're going to be wrong here.
So yeah, I mean, it's an album that if you're new to Taylor Swift, you're not going to enjoy. But it's for the Swifties, this one, I think. It also feels like a Jack Antonoff, like, because he's been producing a lot of her albums.
Yes.
And he's been producing Lord and Lana Del Rey and 1975. Like, he's kind of... Jack Antonoff is behind a lot of those artists that kind of span that, like, pop to, like, alt-pop side of the mainstream at the moment. And so to me, I'm like, is Jack Antonoff going to be one of those names where in, like, 20 years' time, like, this is the Jack Antonoff period, in the same way that you have, like, the Quincy Jones period of Motown, or, like, you know, an artist will, like...
Who was the one just before this? It's like Max or...
Max Martin?
Max Martin.
Yeah, he's still big. I don't know if I don't think he worked on Taylor Swift's album specifically, but he worked on Olivia Rodrigo's album. He worked on a few other, like, huge albums like that. He's still around, but yeah, he's more almost songwriter than producer. Like, he's in the production booth sometimes, but he spends a lot more time songwriting. Whereas I think Jack Antonoff spends a lot more time behind the desk.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, Taylor Swift, obviously an exceptional songwriter. Like, I got to give her snaps for her writing ability. Like, she writes pretty much all of her music. But yeah, I don't know. This album for me,
mid.
It's well made.
Say
it's just a bit samey.
Mid.
I think you'd like it though. It reminds me of a lot of the music you bring to the podcast.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a drive-by.
Got to take them while you can get them, boys and girls.
That's it. Well, I guess I'll take this next one, shall I?
Yeah, while you're lying in a pool of blood in your front yard.
That's very descriptive.
Yeah, thank you.
You even stared me down while you said that.
Yeah, I know.
It was kind of creepy. I've never looked at you intimidatingly, but now I've seen you in a whole different light. So I'm just going to stare at the floor. So I guess coming up, we've got... no, after the success of our... Well, I won't even go with success because it's not about us. The Digimon movie soundtrack we spoke about the other week being...
Belter.
GOAT tier.
Yeah.
Absolute belt. Belt me harder than a Brett Lee fastball down the mid-wicket.
Oh.
Thought I'd take it away from where it was going.
Well, I don't know, mid-wicket kind of also. You know?
Well,
bit of chin music.
I do like a bit of sweet chin music if you're on the attacking rather than the receiving end.
That's true. That is true.
However, I thought I'd pose to you other soundtracks that are of similar GOAT credibility.
GOAT or GOAT adjacent.
GOAT adjacent.
Yeah.
It's like sheep.
Yep.
Yeah. Horse.
Well,
No.
sheep are a lot closer to goats.
GOAT. Yeah.
Rams, which are a type of sheep. That's a male sheep, Sam. Ewes are a female sheep. Lambs are small baby sheep.
Well, maybe...
Kids, baby goats.
Well, I was going to say, if we've got Digimon movies GOAT tier,
yeah.
let's think of some soundtracks that are kid tier.
Kid tier. Yeah.
So just baby goats.
Yeah, baby goats.
Could be potential should the Digimon movie evaporate.
Which would be incredible.
Which would be incredible.
I don't know if art ever just
incredibly sad
it
for
would
the
be
music
sad.
and anime industry.
And my heart.
My little heart. But yeah, we went away. We've got some soundtracks that we want to talk about.
Llamas are like big goats.
Shut up.
Alpacas are like sort of shorter llamas, a bit hairier.
Well,
Vicuñas are the taller ones.
Vicuñas.
Yeah. There are other animals in the camelid family. As you were.
Anyway, where were we?
Someone's been to South America.
Would you like a medal?
Thank you. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, no worries. So, soundtracks that could potentially rival the Digimon movie soundtrack.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm going to go first.
Uh-huh.
The Shrek soundtrack.
Ooh, 1, 2?
I'm going to go 1.
1.
Because that was the first one that hooked people.
Yep.
And it shares similar vibes to the Digimon soundtrack in All Star by Smash Mouth. But let me rattle off some names. Hallelujah. I mean, that's all time.
Sad.
It is. You've got You Belong to Me, which is a little bit of a slow jam and underrated by the
Taylor
lead
Swift.
singer of... Shut up. By the lead singer of Lifehouse.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You got Bad Reputation.
Joan Jett and the Bangers.
Yep. You've got... Where is it? Stay Home. That was one of the openers. That was a great song. All Star, as I said. You've got... Where is it?
In the Swamp, I think.
I'm a Believer.
Yeah. Twice. Dose.
Twice.
Dose. Because you got
Dos.
also you got the Smash Mouth, then Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. I mean, it's just best years of our lives, Baha Man. And I think, yeah, it's just up there in terms of feel good. You can go 1 through to 13 and just feel the, it's, what is it, DreamWorks. Feel the DreamWorks
For the
magic.
DreamWorks magic. Good soundtrack. Baby Goat.
Baby Goat.
The Pokemon soundtrack got shouted out to us a lot, and I went back and had a look.
Yeah.
If you were like a pop boy band, girl band fan in 1999, 2000, stacked. I'm talking Bewitched. I'm talking Britney. I'm talking Christina Aguilera.
Whoa.
Christina Aguilera. Literally Christina Aguilera. I'm talking Vitamin C.
Are you smelling toast?
I'm a little bit smelling toast. I'm also talking Emma Bunton of the Spice Girls. But the song that was like made for that movie was a song called "Don't Say You Love Me" by a Swedish like pop duo called M to M. Fucking awesome song, like really belting song.
Well, that's awesome.
It's weirdly awesome, Sam.
Oh my God, Willy hitting the goody. Well, that's great,
Yeah,
but it doesn't rival. So this one I'm bringing could rival Digimon. I'm thinking it could even be better. Shut up. Tarzan soundtrack. Phil Collins did not have to go that hard.
it's a great soundtrack. It's a good soundtrack. We mentioned it briefly last week. It's no Lion King, but
The Disney producer said, Phil, keep it chill. Just a couple of hero songs and then just filter the rest. The bloke's gone and set a fucking piano on fire and produced one of the biggest banger soundtracks since Digimon.
it's Lion King.
No, it's better.
It's not. It's not.
2 Worlds. You'll Be in My Heart.
Yeah.
Son of Man. You've got the 2 Worlds reprise
Oh, with Eddie Murphy.
with Eddie Murphy. You got Trash in the Camp, which is just a bit of fun on pots and pans.
Oh, fuck. Imagine that.
Strangers Like Me. Underrated banger, that one. The other ones.
You got okay. I'm telling you. Open it up on the socials. Find out Lion King v Tarzan. I just want to clarify. I really like Tarzan as a soundtrack. It's not a bad option, but it's just it's here and Lion King is
No,
here.
it's not. Tarzan is here and the Lion King's here. It's not a conversation.
Both in Africa.
Is Tarzan in Africa?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's where the gorillas are.
Yeah.
He's probably in Uganda.
Yeah.
Or probably in that time.
Rwanda, Burundi, somewhere up there.
Yeah. But, back then, 1999, there was probably a higher gorilla population. So he could have been anywhere, Tanzania.
Potentially.
Kenya.
Who knows?
I don't know what the vegetation's like over there, but
Green.
yeah, well, in some parts. Otherwise, it's quite barren
Yes.
because you don't see lions in the jungle, do you?
No. I mean, in Lion King, there was potentially some crossover at the beginning part there where
Yes.
one of the greatest songs of all time, Sam, The Circle of Life is playing.
Ah,
And there's all sorts of animals from the savannah just out there bowing their head to
I must have
the
missed that
goat
song.
soundtrack.
No, I must have missed that song.
Oh, wow.
In the stupidity of the rest of. I can't even go. It's who was it? Elton John.
Elton John
Yeah,
and Hans Zimmer.
he's no Phil Collins though, is he?
Well, I mean, no,
Exactly.
but they're different.
So
I would say they're different. in
It's
some
point
ways.
made. So as we said, Tarzan's up here with Philip and Elton and Hans and their Lion Kings down here.
Well, rot row, Sam, because I want to bring Scooby Doo.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
Scooby Dooby Doo, filmed
The 2000 movie.
the 2000 Scooby Doo the movie. Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar, Linda Cardinelli,
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard, and of course Scooby Doo.
Rowan Atkinson.
Reprising his role. Rowan Atkinson. There was Isla Fisher in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Filmed right here in Brisbane.
In our studio.
in right here in the corner. In Brisbane here. But the soundtrack on that, we are talking Outcast, Land of a Million Drums. Just
Yeah. Oh,
a
that
weird
goes
ass
so
bop.
hard.
Such a weird
It's
bop,
so
eh?
hard.
But you're always like, what is this song? And then you're just like, damn.
Yeah, then it kicks in.
Andre
with the
3000 is
vibe.
just fucking getting it done.
Oh.
Big boy. Fuck yeah.
The more you listen to that song, the more you just sit back. It's like those memes where it's like, dudes will just watch this and be like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. our good friends in Simple Plan.
Yep.
Had
Wouldn't say we're great
our
friends.
great personal pals.
We're friend adjacent.
They had Grow Up in that soundtrack.
Yeah.
There's an actual.
They also had the Scooby-Doo theme.
They did also have the Scooby-Doo thing.
Yeah.
Then there's an actual cameo from Sugar Ray. They're the band playing on the
yeah.
beach when they get to Morton Island, and by Morton Island I mean
Spooky
Spooky
Island. Sugar Ray. I actually have one of their songs on my Spotify somewhere. I think it's a Scooby-Doo song.
I mean, if you're gonna have any,
I may as well throw in Butterfly as well while I'm there. I don't even know who's that by.
Crazy
John
Town.
Frusciante wrote that.
Yeah, he wrote him and Flea are the
Yeah.
sample that they then
That's right.
mixed
We've
in.
spoken about this.
Yeah. Yeah, Scooby Doo, goat soundtrack. Well,
Yeah.
Baby Goat,
Baby Goat. It's a kid.
Scrappy Goat.
Scrappy Goat. Yeah. So this one I wouldn't put in the kid tier, but I would put it sheep.
Oh, Ram.
I'd say it's
Lamb.
Ram.
Yep.
So of
Like
the
a home loan.
of the adjacent parties, I'd probably put it in the B category. I'd probably put it a B plus.
Mm.
Whereas the kid category is A, and then Goat's obviously A plus. So American Pie 2, which was one that popped up in our DMs as well. Which, looking through, for pop punk fans, this hits you between the eyeballs harder than a marble. It's very specific, isn't it?
Yeah, it was niche.
That's what we like here.
We got Scumbag by Green Day.
Oh, tune.
Hash Pipe by Weezer, which is, it's Weezer, so it's hit and miss. But here we go.
Yeah.
Smooth Criminal, Alien Ant Farm.
Tune.
Want You Bad, The Offspring. We've got Place in the Sun by Lit.
Of my own worst enemy fan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be Like That, Three Doors Down.
Yep.
Dead Metal. In Too Deep, Sum 41.
Tune.
I mean, if that's in a movie, pretty
What can you
unrivaled.
do?
But then, out of nowhere, Mrs. Robinson, Simon and Garfunkel.
Is it the cover by the Lemonheads, or is it the OG?
No, it says Mrs. Robinson, Simon and Garfunkel. Finch leaves with Stifler's mum. Stop winking at me.
It's really shoots and leaves, man.
And then every time I look for you, Blink 182.
Oh, that's a fucking belter.
So that
I'm pretty sure the American Pie 1 soundtrack also had Sugar Ray on it. In my scholarly pursuit, Sam.
So Bare Naked Ladies 1 week again shares it with Digimon movie.
Yep.
It had Going to Hell, Sum 41.
Mhm.
It had Every Time I Look for You again.
Yep.
Which is Blink. It had All the Small Things by Blink, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm very. You Wanted More by Tonic.
Oh. That's a
Niche.
name I haven't heard in a while.
No. What was their other one? Melon. No, it was If
No.
You Could Only See.
Yeah.
Melon had a. Was that a band or a song?
Melon's a song
Mm.
by.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sugar Ray had Glory.
Oh.
Don't pretend you know. We've
No,
both
I
got
don't.
no idea.
No idea. But
Yeah,
were
but
they in the film, or was it were they too busy
It
on the
says-
set of Scooby-Doo?
no, it
At
says
Morton Island.
in between shooting for Scooby Doo, Sugar Ray went to the American Pie set where they indulged in apple pies.
Yum.
But anyway,
Yeah,
that's my third.
Well, let me just round it out with a couple of honourable mentions.
Honourable mention.
Honourable mentions. I made Silverchair. They were in Scary Movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is soundtracks, not bands.
Yeah. The band themselves won just one of their songs.
Ah, so that's not anywhere near Digimon, then, is it? He's misread the brief.
Well, no, they're playing it. But they're not. It's not a cameo Sugar Ray in Scooby-Doo style.
No, but
No.
it's. I thought you were going to bring some honourable soundtrack mentions.
Well, yeah, in Scary Movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds were in Scream.
No.
Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds were also in Shrek 2.
Yeah, they're he's Hook, isn't he?
Nick Cave's the hook, is he?
Well, he's the one playing the depressed piano in the bar.
There you go. The more you
How
know.
I remember that is beyond me.
There you go. The more you know. And not another teen movie had System of a Down, Muse, and Marilyn Manson.
That's pretty hefty.
Hefty, thick, chunky.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Grab a brush,
Not
dance on makeup.
but yeah. I think I'm going to BYOB. And just, we've already mentioned on the podcast, Voice Wars Universe.
Yeah.
What a soundtrack. What a fucking soundtrack.
I was too busy crying, but I'll take your word for it.
So, some more GOAT soundtracks. Let's
Yeah.
let's hope the people agree. Or are they just going to go,
Well,
excuse me. You don't know this specific Hungarian indie film. Yeah, fuck you.
Call me by your name. Which I've seen in vinyl shops everywhere.
Yeah,
The Timothy Chalamet movie. Fuck man, it's an expensive vinyl.
Well,
For a compilation.
oh,
$150 for a compilation.
branded though, isn't it? Like it's
Branded, isn't it?
branded,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Huzzah!